once we go live, we can chit chat on air. Hello, everyone. Welcome to session 0 of our crazy new show, very heavily anime themed D&D 5e. I don't think we fully talked about the exact pronunciation of the show's name, because in my mind, I'm hearing it in a way that does not sound correct for your names as a whole. So take the first part, for example. In my mind, I'm hearing it as CriTi. But that's not how your names would sound if I said them all the way out, like Cricket and Tilly.
CriTi? Or tit?
Yeah,
CriTi?
Tits?
Like almost like you're saying critical, but it's CriTo.
Yeah, but with marbles in my mouth.
Yeah, CriTo. CriTo.
Well, we gotta fix that, because if I'm saying that and I'm having a stroke, y'all need to be able to identify that I'm having a stroke and not just mispronouncing the show name.
CriTio.
CriTio GriTo.
Yes.
Now it sounds like a Star Wars character.
It's GriTo's brother coming to avenge his death.
Up in this.
Our character shot last.
They didn't shoot at all. They just got shot.
Yeah.
With that weird
didn't even draw. we got some fan already.
Hell yeah.
Way better than Grasshopper song. I don't know. I feel like that's a missed opportunity for Griffin to use the young Grasshopper.
Oh, that would be.
Yeah.
Hey, Toad got the best pick.
Nice. Fuck you, Dan.
It's such a good picture. But
you're kind of the main character.
In chat. We're just kind of here today to talk about our upcoming characters and what all's going to be going down in the show. Some plans that I have, where we're going to be starting, things of that nature.
I gotta be honest, I am too. I'm excited to see this Toad Samurai Warrior.
I feel like when we first started talking about this game and this campaign, like, yeah, it was coming together and we're like, oh, this is going to be funny. Like, this is going to be anime based, And then Toad got involved and it was like, well, they just became the focal point of the whole story.
He's our main character.
He's got to be.
He's giving me very much that character energy of this is happening to me. I'm just here for it. Like,
okay, guys, my ego.
There's nothing I can do about it. This is just where I am in my life.
But I feel like Zach is looking like that picture as we all say he's the main character.
It's like I immediately don't want to play this character anymore.
No, I love
I
it.
assume some point Zach will be in a lagoon type area singing about rainbows.
Yes. Best song ever.
Oh my gosh. He's gonna start singing songs out of the Frog Princess.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
No, it's to note that's what his like little relaxation sauna outfit in the picture.
Yeah, that's his bathhouse robe.
Nice silky kimono.
But still has the with the sword with him.
He has to be ready at all
That's
times.
part of you. You don't ever do that.
Yeah.
It also
I
gets
keep
a bath.
that thing on me.
Yeah.
I will say
that's
though,
a real
I'm
thing
glad
with samurai culture
this
too.
isn't
That never leaves your
Pathfinder.
side.
Yeah. I'm glad that this isn't Pathfinder, because that little sword would do far less damage.
I'm just 3'5".
At
It's
some
no
point,
big deal.
Toad's gonna be wielding the Tetsaiga. It's gonna be great.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
All of us knew what that was too quick.
Right?
I'll bully us for being nerds. So
And
I don't know what that is.
That's coming from the least anime knowledgeable person right now too. I've
Can
only seen
it
a couple.
upgrade It's got to upgrade throughout the campaign, though.
That's
The
it.
normal one.
Yes.
Well, you guys give me the names and stuff. I'll watch them. I have watched Inuyasha,
Brothers
so I do know that one.
conflict.
Well, you heard him, Chad. If you have a favorite anime, put that in the chat so that Mike can go watch it.
It's mostly the stuff that was in like the 70s and the 80s. That's what I've seen, like Lupin the Third and that kind of stuff.
Those are the best. Those are the classics.
Right. Well, since we're kind of talking about the characters at this point, well, there we go. There's our first one.
One Piece.
Oh,
You're gonna hit him with
I
that,
know
huh?
they're making a movie for Netflix and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
at
well,
least aware of what that is.
We'll see
We wanna
you
talk
in the
about an
next
endless
life when
anime.
you've watched all
Literally.
4,000 episodes.
Just watch the live action and
Yeah.
really make him mad. Let him know
That's
you
all
watch
it is.
all of it.
Just so I can go watch Death Note on Netflix. And
Post club.
it's the exact same thing.
Oh my god, I love that one so much.
Let's go watch
The girl that
live
like
action
comes up and
Dragon
just
Ball.
spins. Sorry.
Neon Genesis
Neon
is a good
Genesis.
one. It's very bleak with the uncensored version.
Right. So let's do this in alphabetical order because why not? You know, and we're gonna start with Cricket. Oh,
I have seen Full
Full
Metal.
Metal?
Yeah, sorry.
I liked
Super great.
Brotherhood
Berserk, that was a
better
good one.
than just the original Full Metal.
Look,
so
if
Cricket
you-
song
Spicy
played
opinion.
by Matthew. Let's
Oh.
let's
Yeah.
talk a little bit about Cricket.
All right, so Cricket Song is a Kenku, so their name is actually like the sounds of a cricket song, and they are a warlock. They're a bit of a creepy person. Right out the gate, they're very much inspired by The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe.
Nice.
So they have a lot of that creepy, getting in someone's head kind of factor going with them. They've been traveling around for a while. And I'm not necessarily sure how I'm going to play the Kenku aspects of like role play, but I intend to really get on that. But with my character is definitely going to be, I think, stats wise, the face and the voice of the party, and it's going to lead to a lot of very creepy moments. Is what I intend to do. So if we are going for the anime style campaign, if Zach is the main character, I'm like the first villain that gets defeated and becomes that really creepy member of the party. So that's what we're going with. There are some things that maybe we'll figure out later in the season if Ray includes it. They do not like the circus. Something about the circus, they don't jive with it. They don't talk about it. But that might be a part of the campaign. We never know.
Oh no, it's definitely part of the campaign. If you
There's so many
give
circuses
me
to go
any
to.
kind of ammo, I'm gonna use it.
Creepy Cricket. That's
Creepy
Perfect.
Cricket
100% it.
got a new nickname
it fits.
already,
There's your first T-shirt.
right? Creepy Cricket. It's just gonna be like an enlarged picture of just a crow's eye, just like unblinking. All right. Well, thank you very much, Matt. We are definitely excited to see how Cricket develops throughout the show and maybe becomes less or more creepy as time goes on. Who knows? Next, we have. I feel like I should do your character last in like out of order, just because you're so different than everybody else. But we're going to launch into this. We've got Griffin, who's being played by Mike.
Okay, so I thought a lot about this. It's still kind of evolving a little bit, but Griffin is essentially think Disney princess / kung fu. That's it's basically that. Really super into animals. Actually, working out something, and I was going to talk with Ray about that behind the scenes yet about maybe working out, having an ability to talk to animals, just because of living in the temple and seclusion for so long. But he's very disciplined, very deliberate about what he says, about what he does. He was apparently this is a yeah, that's exactly what it is. I'm Kung Fu Panda, but like the Disney side. Um, but essentially, yeah, like Kung Fu Panda. He's a lovable kind of guy, but he's very disciplined about what he when it comes to like tacticians and everything else. He's very disciplined about what he does. Left on the doorstep of a monastery that was run by orcs, and he's a human. He grew up with these orcs, learned how to fight. Did all of the flower arrangements, all the really cool stuff that you have to do when you're going through martial arts training and everything. Learning about the soft and the hard sides of things. Actually, the martial arts I took was Goju-Ryu karate. It was literally called the way of hardness and softness. But very disciplined growing up. Then got so good at things, he got put on the team that handles because the monastery has to make money too. So they have a bounty hunting team that goes out and takes care of cases that are really difficult. They basically come to them for the ones that are having very difficult time bringing them in, or like have sent a bunch of people after them and they've died. So now these guys go in and take care of it. And not really sure what his voice is going to be yet. I'm still working that out. And he's pretty proficient with the staff. He has been celibate his entire life.
Hell
Don't know if that's ever going to play in anything, but there it is.
Beast.
That's like think just typical Shaolin style monk. That's what he really is. He
Nice.
loves, he learns, he grows as a person.
So I'm sitting here as you're talking about it, and I'm like, just being a regular bounty hunter is cool, but we should kick it up a notch, and we should have you like going after like the supernatural stuff, like ghosts and demons and things like that. So like a little
Let's start
mob
with a channel.
psycho or like Yu Yu Hakusho.
Constantine.
Okay. I was
Sprinkle in
thinking
a little demon
Supernatural, the
hunter.
show after that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
that'd
as
be
far
cool.
as
I'm
speaking with
down.
animals, I mean, we could probably find a way to give you like speak
Like he
with
wears a
animals
ring
the
or something.
spell, but in
Yeah.
order to use it, you have to sing like a Disney princess.
Yeah.
Don't give me that freedom. I will.
Do it.
I'll talk about how many colors in the wind there actually are.
This needs to be a thing, please.
Right?
I agree.
You said it. It's
now
canon
want
now.
Mike
It needs
to-
to happen.
I'm not a great singer, but I can carry. I'm more like like live show kind of singer where it's like
Musical.
like musical theater kind of thing. Yeah, it's not like great, but it's okay.
I'm imagining with our level of chaos, it would be like when Fiona from Shrek is singing to the bird, and it just
Yeah.
keeps getting higher and higher till the bird explodes. And then Cricket just like slowly appears from a bush in the background.
Do you want to know what that bird's last thoughts were?
Oh, I know.
Yes, Disney Princess Ghost Hunter.
I'm cool with
Plus
it.
Ultra.
I'll roll it. I'll roll with that. I can make that work.
Just animals everywhere.
It's mostly because I spend a lot of time in the apartment doing work here at the home. I've got a little menagerie of squirrels and crows that come down and I feed peanuts to. So
Nice.
yeah, and my joke is I'm going to teach the squirrels to ride crows, and then the world won't be able to stop me.
Cricket's a big fan. Snacks.
I like
Like
it.
my favorite thing that I ever learned about crows is they have generational hatred for people, which is amazing to me.
That's
Like the
amazing and
habit boys
terrifying.
of crows.
Crows out here doing blood curses.
You're right. I mean, can you imagine like I know how it works with crows, but I'm thinking about it like in reverse or like flip it around to where like somebody's family is cursed to be attacked by crows. And it's like every generation inherits this curse and they have no idea why.
somebody's great grandfather pissed off of murderer crows. Now they have to be attacked by them every generation.
Like, I don't know why, but crows just hate me.
A lot of parasails and
Griffin sounds amazing. I am super stoked to have you as part of the show. The reason that I had said all of that in the beginning was because Griffin is our only human in the party. Everybody else is non-human. So, and I don't
basically the
mean
Batman, the
like
Justice
elves or
League.
dwarves, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But thanks, Mike. Always a pleasure having you join us. I can't wait to see how this unfolds. Next on our I can relate to crows on so many levels. Next on our list of alphabetical characters, we have Oren, who is played by Brock.
Hello. So my character is Orin. I am a furbolg race, which is a race that's descended from giants. I am a cleric. I too was left and abandoned as a baby on the steps of a temple to Lyra, the goddess of joy, in the small town of Delhold, where everybody's kind of passing through. I was raised by the three temple um, kind of caretakers, as it were, and I grew up in the village. My character, he's young, he's just coming into his early 20s, so he's getting to that age where he wants to kind of step out on his own. He's always been really interested in the outside world and kind of what's going on outside of the village. He'd always, listen to the stories of, the older folks in the village and just ravenously kind of eat up all that information that he could whenever he was able to, whenever the rare merchant or adventurer passed through town. At night, he would go and sit under the window of the tavern and kind of like listen in so he could hear the stories because he wasn't old enough to actually go into the tavern. So he's finally at that age where he can kind of branch out. And, this group has kind of blown through. So he's hitching his horse to the wagon, as it were, and seeing where it may take him. He is very much that young, naive character, as it were, that knows nothing about the outside world and is like really excited. And we're going to have a great time. And we're going to be best friends. And it's going to be awesome. And everybody's going to be happy. So it's going to be a wild, fun ride for him as he learns about life. He's also very much at that age where, not a lot of bad stuff has happened to him, right? He's led a very sheltered life in this village, in this small village. So he doesn't fully know how to work with some of those negative emotions and how, you can't always be positive. You have to learn to feel these other feelings, embrace these other parts of life as well. Um, and so he struggles, unbeknownst to him. He doesn't really realize it yet, but we're going to go down a journey of what is toxic positivity and learn about all that fun stuff.
Nice. But I feel like that tracks for like every anime though. Like there's always that one in the group that's just hyper bubbly. But there's also that one that's like the polar opposite of that, like the complete nihilist.
I'm going to try and be
In
so
this-
bubbly I give you heartburn.
Right. I feel like in this group, it's going to be Cricket and Griffin, like kind of on the more serious end. And then you got Oren and Tilly, who are kind of on the other end of that, trying to bring everybody together and be happy. And then we got Toad, who's just in the middle road. Like he's just being Toad.
The main character.
Hell yeah.
Like on the verge of like being isekai. Like
Where's the van at? Needs to hit me.
but Orin sounds amazing, and Orin actually, as a furball, you get an ability to speak with animals as well.
Kind of, yeah. I get a fun little ability where I can communicate to animals so they understand me. I don't
Mhm.
necessarily understand them so much.
Which is
But that's
going to
not going to
be
stop me from
awesome.
pretending that I can.
So, chat, I feel like this would be an ideal opportunity for chat to play any of the animals that Orin tries to commune with. Cause chaos. I
I
love it.
love it.
I love everything about it. Thank you so much for joining us. Orin is also our healer. If you want to break down like D&D classes in that way, as anybody who plays D&D knows, there's no real tank or healer or DPS. It's everybody just trying to survive. But still, you've got healing spells, and I think you're about the only one that does. So that'll be fun.
Right now, at least.
Yeah, exactly. But yes, welcome to our crazy crew. Great to have you. Thank you so much. I'm really interested to see like those three right there. I'm already interested to see how that's gonna jive together. Are they though? Are they?
They can
We
be.
are.
Not when you
Are
go
they?
life.
We are
Are they?
multifaceted humans or people.
The Tempest cleric is awesome.
The war cleric is
Have you
also
ever
awesome,
played?
but he went life.
Have you ever played a cleric and not taken a healing spell?
Yes.
No. This
You
is
DM'd for that cleric.
Then you played it wrong.
You love
Next
Ozfire.
on our cast roster, we have Tilly, who is played by Sarah.
Yes, sir. So, Tilly is a bugbear barbarian. She is 16 years old, which is just reaching adulthood for a bugbear. So I'm a little young adult. Um, she is from the mountains of Westamere. She pretty much grew up in a bugbear tribe, so that's pretty much all she knows. With the occasional goblin, but more or less something happened where she was just like, I want to create my own life, pave my own way, type deal. So she left, and pretty much at this point is completely steering away from Westamere, um, and in that sense of kind of creating her own life and getting away from the mountains and everything. She also ran into Cricket along the way, before we make it to Delhold, I think, where we end up kind of starting the campaign and meeting everybody else. So we've been traveling together for a little bit and have bonded over just not always being completely accepted in every town we go, because I'm a big bugbear that looks really like mean and evil, but her personality is the complete opposite. Um, and just more or less, even though she is a barbarian, that's what she grew up. She knows the ways of that. But she's more or less not completely a pacifist, but she doesn't really want to hurt a fly or anything like that, and will try her best to kind of avoid that violence. But she's not completely naive and understands, hey, when push comes to shove, she's gonna pull out her axe and do what she needs to do, type deal. But yeah, and she's kind of just more or less along for the ride and trying to figure out what she actually wants, like in life and stuff like that.
Awesome. Awesome. I feel like at the beginning you were going to say Tilly left to go join the circus.
No, not
Wait.
quite.
We should specify for a small amount of time. It's like 4 or 5 months. Like it is
Yep.
very short amount of time. And then where Tilly is very big, intimidating naturally, but very, very kind. Cricket is just a creepy little bird band. So that's been like the duo that they've been kind of walking around with and trying to survive. So they have a little bit of prior knowledge before the first starting town, but still not by much.
Yep, exactly.
Which I will say, typing creepy little Birdman into an AI art generator gets you some really painful results. But, oh, yeah, there you go. Rocket Groot energy.
That fits so well.
At some
I
point, I
am
want to see
Tilly.
Tilly throw Cricket at somebody, and Cricket
Yes.
just go in with something like
That's been planned. Believe me, you're going to see some wild combos between a warlock and a barbarian.
Tilly
Absolutely.
freaking throws Cricket like a spiraled football and just whoosh.
Oh, it sounds
Can't
like
wait.
my first D&D character with a pig.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Were you
Can't
essentially
believe you
your
rolled
first
a
D&D
crit
campaign?
with that. Put a pig through a goblin's face. Well, Tilly, thank you so much for joining us. I'm looking forward to seeing how your character plays out. I'm terrified of this gigantic, scary looking character, but it's so nice, so gentle. I feel like I'm gonna have fun trying to get you to hit something. Just the constant beratement. Like, hit me, go on, hit me, shoot me in the face. And last but certainly not least on our character roster, the one who kind of launched us into this crazy campaign idea, which we'll be talking about here in a minute. We have Toad, who's played by Zach.
That's me. I'm Toad. I'm a little 3'5" grung. Uh, my village elders didn't agree with me on the way I operate, so they kicked me out. So now I'm going around trying to be the best swordsman just to prove them wrong. You know, stick it to the man. And I'm going to do that because I'm about that.
Nobody
Love it.
could ever question the main character ness that is Toad. Like,
Without the camera and just like the cadence of Zach's voice and like kind of the Toad, it really, like, in my mind sounded like Pete Davidson.
It was so on point. It was so on point.
I'm just like, okay, all right. So I'm envisioning Toad as like this super chill, uncaring Chad character now. Like,
Yeah, pretty much.
Toad just became more of my favorite by saying, "Yeah, I'm about that. I'm about
I'm
that
about
life."
that. Yeet, yark. Oh, I love it. Love it. So with that kind of being, and thank you, Toad, for joining us. We're definitely looking forward to seeing how that plays out. And we're gonna launch into what this campaign is all about, which is Toad being the very best swordsman, the best there ever was. And that was kind of what, in my mind, spearheaded the whole campaign idea, which is that Toad's going to roam the countryside looking for other swordsmen to defeat in order to increase his renown score, to be more known all over the world, so that he could be the best swordsman ever. And somehow he has managed to bring in the rest of the party with him. They each have their own little reasons for joining, but I believe there was talk of everyone kind of first met Toad, with the exception of Orin. First met Toad when he was at the bathhouse, like just soaking in the hot tub.
yeah, I think specifically from Cricket and Tilly's perspective, they've kind of been wandering around, no rhyme, no reason, just kind of wherever it seems to take them. And I think Toad has that drive of just like a singular purpose where you're like, oh, we got nothing going on. And
Y-
just kind of lumping in with a bigger group is easier living, is kind of where Cricket is coming from, at least.
And I
Right.
think, at least from Tilly's perspective, it's like, it's a cute little guy, but big energy, big personality. And just kind of knowing that, like, that's what he wants to do and become, like, the greatest samurai warrior that's ever lived. It's like, yeah, I could be an entourage, like, easily.
Yeah, I forgot to mention I'm a fighter.
Like our samurai. Yes. BFE, big frog energy. Thanks, Mike. I like that. Eventually, yeah. So good.
Yeah, any of my
Um,
Naruto fans out there, he's got the energy of Gamabunta, all right? Just know
there
that.
you go.
Just know that.
Literally.
So, the world that the characters are running around in is a world that I created a while back for a completely different show. It has a lot of lore, a lot of depth to it. Little crazy things that happen here and there that they don't really know about until it happens. Um, Things like if a giant's blood spills on the earth, it produces red flowers, like red wildflowers, that if you chew on them like chewing tobacco, they will temporarily increase your strength score. Things like that. Um, just like all these like crazy. I don't want to call them achievements, but it's very much like that Bo Fury kind of thing where it's like you do stuff and like all of a sudden an achievement appears. Like, oh, I didn't even know that was a thing I could do.
This world was anime before we got to it. I just want everyone to know that.
It's given some hard Sword Art Online vibes.
Very that.
Right. I mean, I went full tilt on this because I thought this was going to be a super long running campaign world. So like, there's a calendar, there's a solar system, there's like moon phases, all kinds of crazy stuff.
How many Sailor Scouts belong to this world, this universe?
Look, I need a full list, color scheme, powers, all of it. I need to
I want to
know.
meet Venus.
We'll have a full Sailor Scout episode one time.
Creepy little bird man is a Sailor Scout. I mean,
I know. We could
That's
be
the
the
big
Sailor
twist.
Scouts.
Oh no.
Orin is there in
I
the
call that
background,
Mars.
pretend like
Oh my
on
god.
it.
I'm just gonna throw this out there that if we were ever doing a show one day and completely unbeknownst to me, you all launched into like the Team Rocket speech where each of you is saying a part, I would probably die of laughter.
But are we saying the wrong speech or the right speech?
That
Am I the
they're both
meow?
wrong.
Half
I
of
wanna
us will
go
be
to this
saying the
world
wrong one,
now.
and then the other half will be right, and it'll be mixed in, So
Yeah,
Yes.
because
Yes.
Cricket's definitely going to be singing "Being Evil" by Moonlight for the Sailor Scouts.
And
not
Tilly and
by
I are
evil.
gonna be the opposite, the wrong speech for love and justice or
Yeah.
whatever it was. Uh,
To protect the devastation from the world.
yeah.
Well, it's very good that you actually bring that up, Crow Stark Maven, because I will be reaching out to people periodically to come on as a guest to play as the enemy swordsman to which Toad will have to defeat. We have a few
Yeah.
lined up, but it is worth noting that in anime fashion, these swordsmen are very hyper themed. Like they picked one theme and they just ran with it. So it'll be entertaining to say the absolute least.
Yeah,
I
Toad
can't wait
getting
to see. Sorry.
he can't. Oh my goodness.
I can't wait to see if it's Juniper or Talia. I lost her name. I'm sorry, but yeah, that'll be fun.
I play with Juniper. She's a tough opponent. She has a lot of battle plan. I fear.
That's her nickname should be Big Boss.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I figured since we're doing this anime theme that I would really lean into it. I figured what's the best way to do that, and so I've begun reaching out for special guests that work at Funimation. So we will actually have anime voice actors playing the enemy swordsman sometimes.
Oh man, we're gonna have to up our game.
Oh, it's gonna be insane. I love it.
I don't live in that world that much. I feel bad. I feel like this whole thing is wasted on me. I
You
feel
have
like a
homework,
fraud
sir.
being here right
If
now.
you get Vic Mignogna.
Oh no.
I'm gonna be like, what's that?
If we get Vic, Sarah's
New
just
phone,
gonna
who
cry
dis?
the whole time.
I literally will cry.
I know the voice to $1 Million
He needs some
Detective.
work.
I know the first person to reach out to me had an amazing idea for an enemy, and we kind of fleshed it out a little bit more. And let me tell you, there will be no shortage of puns that happen, and it's going to be amazing.
Is it gonna be like the Pokemon gym leader kind of setup, where it's like,
It
I
is
am
gonna
this
have
type?
that. It is definitely gonna have that feeling.
All right. Does he get a badge when he wins?
You know what? He should. How else is he gonna prove it?
Hell yeah. I'll wear them all on my chest.
It's like a Girl Scout sash.
Hell yeah.
Well, I think that kind of brings us to the next part. If my crazy bird would hush for a minute. Now that we've introduced the campaign and the feeling, the vibe, and we've talked about the characters and everything, I think it's time to unleash our intro so that everybody can see what we got going on. So I'm not gonna put us backstage or anything like that. I'm just going to go ahead and play it as like an overlay, and everybody can check it out for the first time. Gonna pull the sheet off of this thing. So if everybody's ready, I will hit play now. There we have it. The intro.
Nice.
It's really cool.
That's so
GriTo,
epic.
GriTo.
That's so epic.
Now, the Duel Me Dungeon Master, it's important to put in like a little clause to that, is that I'm taking that one step further. And once Toad reaches a certain renown level, or renown score, rather, he will fight the Dungeon Master. Like this will be
Breaking
a
the fourth
thing.
wall.
Just out of curiosity, is this going to be a thing where like Toad gets so renowned that he just randomly starts getting attacked? Like we're on the road just walking somewhere, and then dudes just start coming out of the trees or
Oh
out of the
yeah.
forest or anything, and we
Oh
end up
yeah.
fighting. That's awesome. I'm
As
ready for
long as you
that.
don't make eye contact with them, they won't initiate combat though.
I'll make eye contact with everybody.
Toad's
Like that really intense
Toad's
eye
running
contact.
up to him like,
that Naruto level of nobody look at the thing, and you turn around. What, this thing? This thing? Pointing at it right here.
right here, this.
I imagine it's going to take us like a full day to get across a tall grass field because we just keep hitting random encounters.
Move 10 feet, fight. Move 10 feet, fight.
Like the NPCs are like looking away, and like Toad crawls up their back and over their head to look down into their eyes. Like,
I can do
Tilly,
it.
I
I'm only
choose
3
you.
foot tall.
exactly. Oh, but that does remind me though. So something that we didn't really bring up was that Toad is an orange grung, and the various colors of grung, their skin secretes a poison like all grung do, but each color does a different thing. And for the orange grung in particular, their poison causes the target, if they fail their saving throw, to become frightened of their allies. So that could honestly be hilarious if there was like an accidental poisoning in the group. Uh, especially if it was cricket. Right in your face. Won a battle, huh?
Oh no. Yeah. That poison, if it hits cricket, it may just slightly intensify the paranoia they already have.
Oh, absolutely.
Never looked at Toad.
I imagine that what's gonna happen is cricket would get poisoned and suddenly everyone would turn into like clowns.
I can't believe
Just
you've done this to me and it hasn't happened.
Oof.
No, thank you. Not clowns.
Severely dislike clowns. They're the worst.
perfect.
Well, this is how you get a crow's bloodline to wage war against you.
Generational
Generational.
There's the generational hatred.
I'm always planning a clown episode.
Bring in the clowns.
The scary fairy clowns. It's gonna be the I can't think of his name now, but the super sad clown that sings songs. I can't think of his name. He's got a really nice voice though. Generational
Sideshow
hatred, here we
Bob?
go.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
so
he's the guy that was on those guys that do like the 1930s, 1940s remixes of popular songs, right?
yeah,
I can't remember what his name is. The guy that does those, Scott Brattle or something like that.
I cannot for the life of me remember. Now I gotta look it up or else I'm not gonna be able to go on. Sad Puddles.
Puddles the clown, yeah.
Puddles the clown.
He was on America's Got Talent too.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're a very
Bad
talented
clown with the
individual.
golden voice. Yep, thank you. Thank you, Crow.
Wasn't Puddles also the name of the clown in Baldur's Gate? Just saying.
Dribbles.
Oh, that was Dribbles.
So close.
Close.
But now
Orin
they're
does not like clowns at all.
and see, now I have ammo.
Orin is a staunch believer that clowns do not bring joy.
Does not spark joy.
They bring
Does
the
not spark
exact
joy.
opposite of joy. So what does that mean exactly? Like, because you said you're like a follower of Alira, who's a goddess of joy, and you come from a temple. So like, joy means something different to everybody. So what does it mean to Orin?
And that's one of the things that plan on exploring as we kind of go. To Orin, he takes it very much at face value and thinks that it means positivity and happiness. You have to be happy, you have to be positive, and you have to be upbeat and have that energy going. And, it's going to discover, hopefully, along the way, that it can look different for different people.
Maybe even coming to accept clowns.
Never. Absolutely not. Denied. No.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Pocket glitter. It's like pocket sand, but happier.
I was gonna say that. Can you make it the equivalent of pocket sand, and that's what you throw in people's faces?
Can Orange's theme song be I got a pocket full of sunshine?
Yes. Clowns are
All
beautiful.
about it. I'm sure they are beautiful people.
I agree.
I wish to not engage with them in any shape or form.
Well, when I was talking with Matt behind the scenes, I was talking to him about cricket, and as a warlock, they have patrons. And so I was trying to just establish like what would that patron be for cricket? Because I think at the time we were saying that like your patron came to you while you were in the circus and all of that. And so I
Should
had suggested per Spelljammer that perhaps his patron is one of the killer clowns. And we talked about that for a while. But I think we're going with less of an actual physical patron. Is that what we settled on, Matt?
Yeah, I could go through kind of like the brief story if we want to do that here and now. Uh, I'm okay with that. Or were you trying to hold on to it for like an episode?
Well, I mean, it's definitely going to come up. But I mean, if you kind of wanted to, like,
Yeah.
what is your patron?
Okay. So it's definitely heavily influenced by the Magnus Archives. If anyone's ever listened to that podcast, in their universe, different aspects of fear form like an entity, and they feed off of that fear being exerted onto the world. So, in a sense, there was a very eldritch horror kind of circus that really was the influence from that show. So I kind of brought it a little bit of that creepy circus factor to this one, but the eldritch horror that provides the powers for cricket are very much the not so much the fear of like circuses and that kind of in general, but the fear of the unknown or a stranger or uh, the fear of just society as a whole of like uh, being judge, jury, executioner by your peers, essentially. So that's kind of the patron that they serve. So even the way they conduct themselves, cricket conducts themselves, is kind of bringing that fear with him as he moves around the world. So this bird has definitely affected people's life, and he has brought kind of a sense of trauma. People, his image, his visage sticks with people after he leaves. Just very omen. Like if you've ever looked out your window and saw like a creepy bird staring in your window, he's that creepy bird at the end of the road staring at you unmoving. Like he's just a creepy, creepy man exerting this entity's fear upon the world.
Nice. I love that. Love it. I'm sure that's not going to cause any problems later.
What is that? Hold on, Toad. What?
I just want to stare into your soul for a minute.
I'm supposed to be the
Out of
creepy one.
pocket.
You're coming for my bag.
Out of pocket. Can't.
Oh my gosh, Tofu.
Yeah. See, Princess, that's someone exerting their fear upon the world. That's insane.
I would have blown the red light, princess. I would have blown the red light 90
Nope,
miles an
I'm out.
hour.
Yeah.
No, stopping.
That must have been during that clown epidemic in America.
Oh, dude.
Oh
I wouldn't go
yeah.
outside. I stayed
Dude,
inside.
I ran into that like 4 times in Lebanon, PA. Guy was just
4?
standing there with a balloon holding a knife. I'm like, not today, sir. Not getting out of my car. It's not happening.
Not today.
But
then
4
what?
times?
Yeah, because so I had to work at the mall, and I'd have to leave the mall, and I had to drive almost 2 hours home. It's a long story. I don't want to get into it, but so I would run into like periodically in different towns that I have to go through. I'd run into them.
PA
And yeah,
is a different breed of people. I used
Yeah.
to live next door to them.
I'm
Different
just
Yeah.
thinking that Zach is the main character. Like, this is that quest that kept popping up. Like, hey, are you going to take this quest? And Zach just drove by it in his car.
It's like the last NPC with a quest at all.
Hey, listen.
No. Oh. Well, I love it. I love
You're not
everything about
dueling
this
me.
campaign. I think this is going to be just chaos incarnate, to be honest. There's so many moving parts. It's going to be craziness, but I'm really looking forward to it. I think that we're going to have a lot of fun with this. And I'm not going to bring in guests all the time. It'll be like kind of a special thing. Because I want to focus on you guys and your amazing characters and your amazing story, and we'll see what unfolds. But I think that's going to wrap us up for this evening of our session 0, and we will be back on, let me bust out a calendar here. Second Sunday of every month puts us at February 11th would be our next one. And that would be episode 1. And then we need to all discuss like super cheesy episode names. Like
Yes.
episode 1, the gang's all
Absolutely.
here.
Absolutely.
Something like that. But anyway, thank you very much for joining me and talking about your characters. I really appreciate all of you as people and players and characters, and we're going to have some fun with this. I have no doubts. And thank you very much to our lovely chat who keeps things entertaining as always. I will be calling upon you for your channel points and your roles and all that good stuff. So we're going to need you. So I hope to see you for the rest of our episodes, and we will see you all February 11th for episode 1. Bye.